Alright, I'm going to try to do a little video of how I do my strapping. I don't have my tripod with me, it's in the houseboat. It's my 304 stainless steel by 30,000 thick stainless steel banding. It's 3/4 wide, 30,000 thick, and it's 304. 304 is not the greatest for saltwater resistance. 316 would be the best. But I'm in brackish water. We don't have a lot of salt content. So far I've been using these for almost a year. I haven't had really any real complaints. And I haven't seen any rusting or corrosion in a year's time. So I guess what I do, first I unroll my strapping. Got my banding clamps, banding tool, and a hammer. I try to put this down. I can still see, and I can't really see. And nope, that angle's not gonna work. So what will I do? I don't really have many places to put my phone. Nope, that's not gonna work either. Cancel this video. Alright, let's try this video out. My makeshift camera tripod. It's not really a tripod, but you get the idea. I put you in there. Yeah, it shouldn't fall, I hope. Alright. What I'm going to try to do, without dropping you, show you how I do the straps. Stainless steel straps. It's a little bit aggravating sometimes, especially for my hands and my body. I'm abused. Cross underneath here. Alright. This is a roll. 304, 3/4 wide, 30,000 thick stainless steel banding. I use 304, works fine for the waters I'm in as a brackish, light saltwater content. 304 is clean enough for my use. Pull out enough slack. Throw that in my feet where I can trip on it. And be careful because this is very sharp. Things that you cut. And I always forget which way I gotta put the banding clamp, so you get to see me mess up. I have a banding tool, strapping. These are called buckles, stainless steel buckles. I always forget which way to put the buckle. This is also 304 stainless. It's a common stainless buckle. Once you get your barrels where you want it, this is the aggravating part that I don't like. It's a lot of in and out and moving around. Take the toll on it. This one's easy because there's no trailer in my room. It's a 14 trailer. Slip the strap on the between my barrel and my bunks. Strap where it got to go. Leave about a 6 to a 7-inch overlap. Now pretty much take as much slack as I can by hand. 7-inch overlap. Banding tool has a built-in cutter. Put it in there. That's the strap. Now I need to figure out which way my buckle goes. I'm pretty sure it's this direction. Actually on this one, I want it on the bottom. Let me see, is this right? Yes, this is right. Hope you can see this. I guess I'll see when I go to edit. Leave about an inch out and fold it over. It's very tough. Then I come back with the hammer, crimp it down just a little. After I then you strap through. Get the strap where you want it. Now, put the buckle in a good spot where you can hit it. Take your banding tool, rotate that to where it closely lines up with the slot. Slide the tool onto the strap. Now fold over. You don't have to, it'll fold itself automatically. Put a couple of ratchets on it. Before you go tight, you need to check everything's where you want it. And a slight issue I have is sometimes when you tighten it, the barrel rolls. which is not really a big deal. Just appearance wise, the barrel will be off a little bit. Come and make sure my banding stayed where I wanted it. It did. This is the last time to adjust your band. Now, something else to note, on these barrels, I have a lip on both ends. It will stop the straps from sliding off. On barrels that don't have the lip, most barrels have this groove in the center. You can put the straps on the inside or the outside of the grooves. Once it's strapped down, it's not going to slide anywhere. Let me put you back. Let me go look at the camera angle. Crawl out here again. This really doesn't take long to do. I'm kind of slowing it down. Yeah, the angle looks good. I'm probably going to be in the way though for you to see what's going on. So what I can do, if I put you here, it's going to fall unless I screw this down. Alright, put you down here. Bend down and see if that angle's going to get it. And I still may be in the way, but we're going to try. Crawl back underneath because I love crawling at my old age. Alright, the banding is where I want it. So I'm going to tighten the strap. And as I tighten, you can see the barrel lift. It's only going to lift until this top lip, I have a 1/2 inch gap, is going to contact my upper 2x6. Any tighter, you start squeezing and compressing the barrel. It's not necessary. You want to make sure your tool is level with the band because you're off a little bit. The little teeth on the buckle go inside of the cutting edge, and when you go to bend it, it's going to bend this lip up, and the band is not going to hold very well. You need to make sure your tool is straight. See my barrel rise. My lip has made contact. Now I can easily get more out of this, but I don't need more. Strap's already compressing into my wood. At this point, you bend it over, and you cutter, cut it, and then I'll just get that loose that way that falls off. Outside one's easy to bend. Fold it over the drop off. Beat it down. Inside one, I don't have the hammer swinging room, so I use a pair of channel locks. Squeeze it to get most of the way, and I always pinch my fingers in between. And then I take the hammer. And this is secured. This setup is rated for 1,800 pounds of tensile strength before the band lets loose or the strap, the band pops. And everything's nice and tight. It's tuned to a C minor. And this one I believe is a C flat. But as you tighten this one, it relieves a little tension off of this one. So it's still tight. But keep in mind, you need to figure out how to put it tight enough to where when you tighten the front one, you don't lose a whole lot in the rear one. Now this barrel is secured. Now I'm going to move on to this barrel. I have a temporary ratchet strap holding the back of this barrel because, as you know, I build on a trailer and my bunk guides aren't long enough for a 20 foot. I can make it long enough if I slide this whole thing forward, but then when I get to the front rack, I'd have to move the winch tower out of the way because I still need to do work right here in this area. Put a 2x8 on top. So I could slide further forward, but I would have to remove the winch tower to give me room to work. So yeah, I'm going to continue this process. But the banding tool, you can look on Amazon, 304 stainless strapping. That's 3/4 by 30 thousandths. That's all I use. Amazon's the cheapest place. And the banding tool also came from Amazon. So I want to say it's a $30 banding tool, and the buckles all came from Amazon. That's what I've been using to secure my barrels. And you see how that barrel's slightly off? Because as the barrel went up, it turned. And you see my lip is high on this one. So when I come back on my 2x6 and screw it down, it's going to compress this down and it's going to tighten this strap up just a little more. But it's important is the lip of the barrels are under a 2x6 on every one. Because your deck's coming on top of this. It's 1.5 inches thick. So you're going to have 1.5 inches of air gap between your deck and your barrel. That way this part of the barrel is not touching the deck. The strong lips are. If your barrels don't have lips, it's fine. It's still going to contact the 2x6. And it really doesn't matter if your barrel does touch the deck. But if you want to secure something to your deck, you need to know where your barrels are. And you can't exceed the thickness of the deck board is going to be 1 inch on top of this if you're building like me, plus a 2x6, which is about 1.5 inches. So that gives you a good barrier of length of screws you can put through without penetrating a barrel. Thank you. All right, try to do this. Got my camera mounted there. I can't put you straight because my phone's gonna interfere. Anyway, I got the strap run. I already got to figure out which way I got to put it. So I'm gonna show you a close-up on how to do the buckle. And put you in my little contraption here, and you're gonna shake and vibrate when I start swinging the hammer. Like I said, it's a little off in the angle, but you'll be fine. It's only for a minute. All right, straps ran. Got my buckle installed. You want the wings of the buckle facing up. Well, let me get a buckle that's not on here for you. Wings, you want this up, that way when this passes through over this one and you fold it over, these teeth stop the buckle from slipping. But you also got to consider the amount of room you need to work that tool, because this tool is big and bulky. If I'd have gone this direction, I would have been contacting my 2x6 and not putting it, I couldn't get the strap where I needed it. So I went this route instead. So you work it where you need it. Pull your slack by hand. You want to keep your buckle low, but actually before I do that, I bend this down a little bit, crimp it, makes for a tighter strap, less sloppiness and slack. Alright, put this where you want it. Keep my buckle low, because as I tighten my tool, you're going to see the buckle rise. That way, when you bend these over, you need a solid surface for like a backing for the buckle in order to make your bend. So I take my tool, rotate the wheel, line up with the slot. I bend over the end. I got an inch overlap, but it's fine. What I was saying earlier, you want to keep your tool level with the plane of the band, because if you don't, these little teeth on the buckle go inside of the slot, and when you try to fold the tool over, you need to fold past 9 degrees if possible to make a cut without it slipping. If you go less than 9 degrees, as soon as you make the cut, you lose your tension and the strap is ruined. I've already ruined one, and it's also to mention, these are 100-foot rolls for 6 barrels. It takes me about 90 feet of strapping. So you only got 1 or 2 mistakes you can make before you run out if you buy 2 rolls for 12 barrels. So every 6 barrels is 1 roll of 100 foot if you're building your frame like mine. If your frame is taller, then you're going to probably need more material. But it's good to buy extra roll. I want to say it's $50 plus shipping per roll. And it takes me 200 foot to do a 2 pontoon dock. Alright, so put a little tension on it. Make sure my tool's straight. If it's not straight, you can work the tool and loosen this bind, and you can straighten it out. So once I get a little tension on it and the strap's where I want it, this is your last time to adjust the strap. Now I have to go on the other side, crawl under the trailer or go over. It's painful either way for me. Make sure my strap is where I want it. So I'm gonna go over. You can maybe see my booty. Pervert. Alright, my strap is good. It's where I want it. Now I'm going to start applying my tension. I'm going to call that one good. I could easily crimp down more, but I'm happy with that. That's F sharp. Good. At this point, I fold over, past 9 degrees, see how I need room to work my tool, and make a cut. And I have it. Just get that out of there. Out of the vibrating part. Hopefully my phone doesn't fall. I'm gonna fold this tab into the clamp. Be careful not to hit the ears. Now I can fold over this ear. And I take a pair of channel locks. I tried needle pliers, but channel locks work the best for me when I get into work. I grab the other ear because I don't have room to hit this. If I were to hit this now, it would just lay flat. In stainless steel, you can only bend it a few times before it cracks. So I'll take my pliers, I fold it close to me, and every time the pliers usually pinch my hand or another finger. I wish they made channel locks to where they wouldn't close all the way to eliminate the pinch. They probably do. I just haven't bought that pair. This pair was expensive enough. Alright, and then that last wing, that's it. The band is on there, it's tight. This side is secure. Now I can move to the next one. On the opposite side behind you, the buckle has to be flipped the opposite direction to give my tool room to work. Because if I would try to put this here, that means my strap would have been 2 inches further this way. It would have been out of my groove. So that's why I had to orient this one where my banding tool is on the bottom. Instead of here, and now here. And I still got plenty more room. So I could have gone closer, but this happened to be where I need the strap. It says it's a great tool. I want to say about 30 to 40 bucks for the banding tool. $50 for the roll of 3 or 4 stainless. 100 foot by 0.30 thickness. That's 30 thousandths. Very thick. It's about as thick as a dime. Strong. I tried a 20 thousandths, but the 20 thousandths pops easy with the tool if you over tension it. When you go to bend it, the little teeth in the buckle actually tear the band, and it's weak. This one, like I said, 1,800 pound tensile strength is what it's rated for. If you put 1,800 pounds of hitting this barrel, the strap letting loose is the least of your worries. Yeah. Thank y'all. I'm going to end this video here. Appreciate it. Alright, now you get to see me struggle. Took a good 10-minute break. Pull out my strapping. Maybe a little more. You gotta be careful not to put a hard kink in this, which it'll still be fine if you do kink it. You can't straighten it. Plenty of times I put the buckle on wrong and unbend it. And it's still perfectly fine. Go underneath, pass my strap between my guides and my barrel. Strap my banding. I call it strap. Okay. A little bit aggravating to work with this stuff. Give myself, as I said, about a 6 to 7 inch overlap. I put the cutter on it. You're going to watch this sometimes when you cut this, it flips the other way. And I determine the direction of my clamp, where I want my tool. I want my tool coming from the top on this one. So that means I want my buckle to be on this one. Nope, that's wrong. I need my buckle to be on the bottom one. See, that's what I deal with, and as many times I've done this, I always forget the orientation of the buckle. So what I've got to do, put the buckle on the bottom one. Yes, if I mess up, good, you get to see it. On the bottom, it's the top one, but the back one. Okay. Your dead end is always on the back side, and your live end is always on the outside. So I'm gonna pull back 1 inch. Very hard to do for me. Probably for you too. I'm gonna tap it down a little, get ready for the bounce. Now, when you use this tool and watch tutorial videos how to use this tool, they don't tell you about doing that. It's not really necessary, but I do it. So, get my strap about where I want it. I rotate my strap. I want my buckle to be low. So I rotate my wheel on my tool to make it easier when I pass the banding through here. I can bend it into the wheel. And you need at least 6 inches of slack to make a loop, so it can hold your tension. Now, I've got 1 inch of overhang. I bend it over. It makes for a smaller ball. At this point, make sure your tool's straight. A little tension. And I'm gonna stop right there. This is the last chance to adjust it, as I said before. I need to climb on top. If you had a helper, it would be awesome. I don't have a helper. Make sure your strap is where you want it, and your barrel is where you want it. I already checked the orientation of my barrels. They are positioned I want them in, and I'm guessing you can see that gap as well. Let me take a peep. Yeah, you should better see a little something. The sun's bright. All right. Everything's good. Tool looks straight. Oh, let me go higher. The comfort's sake, because when I ratchet, it's going to pull down. The rest of the strap. But the next one is pull up. Here I go. Now that's pretty tight. The barrel's contacting. What I am going to do, I'm going to release my tool. Before I release it, let me show you why. I spoke about make sure it's level. I went off when I was cranking this. See, it's not level. So I can release the tool and I can turn it where I want it and get back on it. Because if it's not level, I mean, I almost want to ruin one to show you, but I've only got 2 rows. So, get one clip, squeeze a little, you can release this. Release that. Put that back down. Release this one. Get one more clip. Got it, need one more clip. Okay, now straighten my tool out. Put that back down. Perfect time for the garbage truck to pass. I bend this down at least 9 degrees. And cut. As I stated, if you don't go 90, just let's go. Those little teeth, I'll show you. At the garbage man down. Those little teeth, even 30,000 thick, are biting. That's what's holding right now. It's tight. Respect the garbage man, they do a lot of work for us. If it wasn't for them, we'd have trash everywhere or burn pits. Alright, take it off. Now you can see the teeth indented in this 30 thousandths thick. If I were to use 20 thousandths, those impressions would be much deeper, and I've already seen them tear to where I have to redo a strap. Because one time I ordered 20,000 because 30,000 wasn't in stock, and I need to get a dock done. So that one dock had 4 bands of 20,000s on it because I was barely short. It wound up fine, but I had to waste a lot of material because out of those 4 bands, I probably put 7 on, and I broke 3 of them because of this. It would tear. And once you get a little rip in it, it's no good. You need to get it off of there and put a new one. Like I say, your material is limited. 1 roll covers 6 barrels. I have 12. back of my makeshift tripod rig up. Should be able to see. Yeah, you're good. You can see. Awesome. Now, take my hammer. Careful not to hit the wings. You need to hit just on the clamp. Now I can hit the wings, fold the wings over. This one I have the swinging room right on these arms. Give it a couple extra beats. E minor. I don't know if that's what the tones are, but yeah. I want to thank y'all for stopping by. I think this is the last video I'm going to do today on how to use the tool and the straps. And right now these barrels are floating off of my guides because those barrels that are not secure is holding the weight. As I get further forward, my whole platform is going to drop down a little bit. Thank y'all for viewing. Alright, remember I told you can only mess up twice? You got one good mess up? Well, I made that mess up. I'll show you how I fixed it though. Go find it right here. This one, my tool was I couldn't bend it enough to 9 degrees, so it slipped out, so it made the band too sharp. So I cinched that clamp down, added another foot to it, and put another clamp. That way I only lost a foot of material versus a 7-8 foot strip. So I'm gonna have just enough to finish the cure, and I got 4 barrels left. I'm on my second roll, so I could probably make one more mess up, good mess up, before I gotta worry about running out of material.